Alright, so as you can see, I have Zelda laid out here, and I'm gonna fix Zelda as best I can. I actually did some work already. If you can see here, there's it's probably gonna be hard to see. So there's this little tab here that broke off, and I was worried that like it was the actual you know main important thing, like one of the connectors broke off or something. So I was like really worried about that, but it turned out just to be a piece of the plastic of the actual cartridge. But now I am basically going to just clean it up and put it back together, and we're going to test it out, see if it works. But I never took this apart before, and I've been cleaning a lot of my games out, and it's crazy how much stuff is on this chip. It's crazy. I'm assuming this would have been for saving and for memory and everything, and then like for your saving your games and stuff. I'm assuming that's what that's for. But yeah, I've never seen this is like super complex compared to the other chips that I've seen. But I'm going to take a crack at this and clean it up and make sure it still works. I think it does. I have another copy of this, so if this one doesn't work, I know the other one does. But yeah, this is crazy, like how much stuff is on this little tiny thing. But yeah, as I was saying, on here, this piece broke off and I used some rubber cement to fix it, and I'm hoping that it will stay. But for now, I'm just going to clean the chip out better. So what I usually do is take a toothbrush, an old toothbrush, one that's actually been like sterilized and cleaned properly, and then I'll dip it in some rubbing alcohol, and then just very lightly kind of like brush the connectors, because you don't want to go too hard on them because you can actually damage them. But I can already see the dust coming off of this thing. It was pretty dirty. And try not to go this way too much, and if you do, be as gentle as possible. And even if you're going to go in circles, be very gentle about it, because yeah, like I said, you can really damage the connectors, and that would be bad. Because it's actually like a very thin sheet of metal, so you really don't want to mess with that too much. And same thing on the other side, you just kind of want to brush it off. And this is just the first step, like, you don't want to use too much rubbing alcohol, because that'd be bad. And then you can kind of just do the same thing along the circuit board, just to get some of that little dust off. You can actually use like one of those air dusters to clean it off. I have in my camera bag, I have what I call a turkey baster. But yeah, just go between the RAM and everything, and just kind of get in there. Brush it off, make sure there's no crazy dust or anything like that. It wasn't as bad as I thought, but So yeah, do that, and then just to make sure you get all the dirt off of it, just take a Q-tip, put in some rubbing alcohol, just kind of like rub it on the connectors, get some of that dirt off. Oh yeah, it's pretty dirty. You probably can't see this, but it's pretty dirty. But yeah, you just kind of want to gently go up along it and on its sides. Just get some of that dirt off, and there's a lot of dirt on this thing. I mean, it's 37 years old and it's never been cleaned, so cleaner than I expected it to be, honestly. Still pretty pretty filthy. And then take the dry end and just kind of go over it, make sure it's all... You want to let it sit out for a few minutes anyway before you even try and like start it up or anything like that. But yeah, it's definitely dirty. I have to go around again, and then same thing in the back. I'm gonna double dip since Q-tip isn't completely filthy. And yeah, just kind of rub it in there along the circuit board. It's pretty dirty. Just be careful though, like where the soldering pins are, there's like, once it's stuck up, and sometimes your Q-tip can get stuck on there, and that's really annoying. So I try not to do that. This is one of those weird hobbies I do in the middle of the night if I'm not doing artwork or, you know, working on a video project or making music. I'm doing stuff like this. Like my downtime from everything else going on. Really grimy. Ooh. I have to go back in with it a little deeper. It's not like that. But yeah, no, I've been very busy working on video projects and working Cool Center and stuff, and it's all good stuff, but and then maintaining my group, Badass Vegans, which is having a little bit of drama lately, which sucks, but that's Facebook for you. But yeah, my group has to go private because other groups are stealing other people's content and claiming it as their own in their group, and it's like, what? Really? We're just gonna plagiarize everything now? That's ridiculous. But yeah, that's been happening in my group, and I've decided to finally listen to my admins and go private. I'm not too happy about it because you can't reverse it once you go private. That's it. Like there's no reversing it. So that's why I was hesitant to do it for years. Alright, well, this is getting a lot better. Get those edges. Dry enough now that I can sit it in there. And then we're going to assemble this. Give me 1 second, I gotta grab my... Well, it's not mine, I'm borrowing a very special tool that helps you unlock video game cartridges. It's basically a really fancy pants screwdriver that you have to order online. I think you can get it somewhere, like some hardware stores have them, I think, but yeah, it's not your typical screwdriver. Like, it's got rivets inside of it, and you can't see it, there's a big shadow going on there, but let's turn this off for a second. Let's see if that helps. Okay, so yeah, there's little rivets inside of it, and they connect to the screws, because they don't have like I'm trying to think of not Phillips, but yes, Phillips or like flathead rivets on it, so it's literally just a smooth round ball on the end of the screw, so you need a special screwdriver like this to unlock that. So now I'm going to lock it back up. So this is the back of the cartridge. Actually, no, this is the front. So this actually wants, you want to put this in upside down, and then right here where I glued it back in is what held the game from falling out. So when that broke off, it was literally just, it probably wasn't connecting when you would play it because there was no peg to keep it, so all the pins were offline. So this should be good now. Feels pretty sturdy, so that's good news. So yeah, and then we're just gonna put it back together, and then we're gonna test it out and see if everything's working. It's so nice picking this up and it's not rattling. It was pretty bad. I thought I was gonna have to throw it away, and that would have been really upsetting because yeah, I don't want to throw away a 37-year-old game if I don't have to. So yeah, you just screw it back in. So yeah, the nice thing about these older games, they only had 3 screws instead of 5, and it's weird because some of the screws are actual like mini flatheads or Phillips. So if you have like a toolkit that can handle like electronics that you need to take apart and stuff, you can use those. But yeah, you have to like check all of the games before you try even dismantling them. Alright, so there she be. Turn this light out so you can see the game. So yeah, here's Zelda. This is the original. And yeah, we're gonna see if this puppy works. And I hope it does because yeah. Alright, so we are going to test the game out. It's been a few minutes, I'm sure it's dry by now. Look at that. Alright. Oh. It might need more time to dry. It's looking a little funky. That's alright. That was my fault. I bumped it. Really? Maybe I didn't fix it. It might need another second or two before it's probably still drying. Alright, we should be good now. Oh, wow, it's really... It's not good. Okay, now we're good. Yeah, I think I just needed some more time to dry. Oop, wrong button. I don't have enough for anything. That's alright though. You bastard. I'm gonna die. It's alright. Honestly, I just wanted to test it out. Alright, that's much better. Much better. Good. Glad that works. Alright. So, next, we got to fix this baby. I think this is just dirty. I haven't played it in a long time, but I'm sure it just needs cleaned real quick. Okay. So, since you didn't see the beginning steps of the last one, I will do the beginning here, and then you can see in all of its glory how it's done. So, yeah, you just unscrew them. The worst part is sometimes they don't want to come out, and you have to be really careful not to drop them. But believe me, I drop them every time I clean out a game. It's so annoying. But sometimes it'll actually magnetically grip onto it, which is nice. Other times it doesn't, which is not so nice. So yeah, you just unscrew them, and then you... Oof, this thing's filthy inside. Oh my god, this cartridge is pretty gross. I don't know if you can even see that. It's pretty gross. But anyway, I'm gonna clean the actual carts out. But yeah, see the peg that would have been there in the last game is actually attached. Wow, this one's really wild. This one's even crazier than the last one. Wow, they really went all out on this. Dang. Yeah, this one's pretty filthy. I definitely need to clean it. The pins are pretty gross. You can see that. Let me see. Turning the light out. Yeah, see, they're pretty filthy. Any kind of dirt smudges and stuff like that. You can see them on the other side even more. So we're gonna clean that. We're gonna clean, before I get into cleaning the actual card, the chip, I'm going to go ahead and just clean this. It's pretty, oh god, yeah. It's pretty gunky. Pretty sure Zelda 2 is 35 years old this year. The first Zelda just turned 37 in February. Which is just insane to me that it's that old, because I remember all of it happening. I remember when it all came out. I was 5? And I just remember going to Value City and playing it because they had it on display. You could play 5-minute rounds of the games. It was like Zelda, Metroid, and Mario. I think you could play Duck Hunt too. I think they had it set up to do that. But yeah, it was like, I think there might have been, yeah, I think they did have the Zapper hooked up, and you could play Duck Hunt, and I think Hogan's Alley was set up and everything. Yeah, this was filthy. Turn this off so you can see how filthy it was. Yeah, it was pretty filthy. How bad that was. So, I'm gonna toss that. I have one more. I'm actually gonna grab a couple more Q-tips just because this game's so dirty I might have to go through a couple more. Luckily I have some over here still. Now, we're gonna let those dry. It's still kind of dirty. I'm gonna do one more pass at that. Yeah, I definitely need to do another pass with that. It's pretty grimy. Alright, I'll let those dry. Yep, we're gonna do the same thing as the last one. We're going to... Crap, I just used the dirty end. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That was pretty grimy. I'll turn it out so you can see this better. At least I think you should be able to see it better. Maybe not. Actually, gonna go back to the toothbrush technique. Just lightly brush against it because you don't want to go too hard. Like I said, you could very easily damage the pins, and that would be bad news for everybody, especially Zelda. How are you gonna save her? The game's broken. You know? So yeah, I actually learned to use a toothbrush for the games on a YouTube channel. I saw some guy doing it. I was like, oh, that's actually a really good idea. And then I just saw somebody recently using a pencil eraser, like one of those big ones. And apparently that works really well, which I would think it would be risky to do that because I feel like it would leave residue on there, but the guy was like, no, it's fine, as long as you do it lightly, you're good. Like, I don't know if I trust that, but yeah, I saw him do that and it was like, well, I don't know if I'm gonna use an eraser on my games. I don't know if that's a good idea. I'll have to look into that more and see if that's actually something to do for your games, because I don't know, it seems kind of risky to me. Yeah, this game is so filthy. Yeah, look at the grime coming off of it. Filthy. Whole new Q-tip here. So far I've cleaned about 32 games since I've been borrowing this tool. And I'm not even like halfway yet. I have not many games to go through yet. But yeah, it's a slow process for sure. And then I'm going to try and clean the actual NES itself. I've been watching videos, watching people dismantle their Nintendos, and like, I'm honestly scared. I don't know if I'm going to be brave enough to do that. I might actually have to get a professional to dismantle it, or at least show me how to do it properly without, like, I don't know, like the stuff these people were doing on YouTube. I was just like, you're going to break your Nintendo. Like, they were just kind of like pulling and dragging things apart and like dismantling wires, and I'm like, I feel like you don't need to dismantle any wiring. The main thing to clean is the pins. So I can't imagine you needing to like dismantle a whole lot. But they took apart the whole thing. I was just like, I don't think I'm brave enough to do that. Alright, I'm running out of rubbing alcohol, so woohoo! I did not make a mess. But anyway. Yeah, like, people were just like tossing pieces apart, and like, I was like, you could go a little gentler with that, you know? It's not like, I mean, yeah, Nintendo's pretty durable, but it's not something you want to keep doing. It was weird because they never showed the end result of their video. Like, they didn't test any games out to see if it even worked. They're just like, so it was like, I felt like they just broke their Nintendo. Like, they put it back together, but they didn't show, like, any games. It's like, did you break it? Yeah, this is pretty filthy. The fact that I went through three Q-tips is a good indication that this thing was filthy. But, yeah. Alright, that's looking a lot better. Not perfect, but certainly cleaner than it was. Alright. So now we're going to put it back together. So same thing. These little like notches here is where the NES cartridge actually holds the chip. So like, when you sit it in, you gotta get it like just right. And then it sits in like that. Alright, I think we could probably put this back together. And we'll test it out. It's funny, I never beat either Zelda games. I could get pretty far, but I've never actually beaten any of the Zelda games. But I actually like Zelda 2 more, even though it's really, really, really hard and really cryptic. Like, there's so many puzzles and just so confusing. But I think the main reason why I like it is because it's almost like Final Fantasy, how it's set up. Because of the Outworld and like, I don't, and just, well, it's not really a role-playing game or anything like that. Like, you get experience points and shit like that, but like, I don't know. But I think the main reason why I like it so much is the music. The music is so good in Zelda 2. I love it. It's like one of my favorite NES soundtracks. besides like Mega Man and stuff. It's so good and just. Don't worry, I'm not blowing into the cartridge. I was blowing off the rubbing alcohol. Alright, so we're gonna go see how Link's doing. Give this a few seconds to dry. Let's test this baby out. Put the TV back on. Let's give it a whirl. Not a good sign. Might need more time to dry. It's really spazzing out. Yeah, might need more time to dry. Here we go. Now we're making some progress. Oh, that was my fault. Yeah. Good stuff. So good. Ah, that was a mean tease. It's probably still trying to dry and process everything. Yeah. Let's give it another second. Whoa. Wait, did I just lose my game? Wow, that's stupid. Guess you're playing Tito. Well, the important thing is, it's sort of working. Wow, it is not happy with me. Yeah, it needs more time to dry. It really did erase my game. Ain't that a bitch? Alright. It's not like it really got anywhere. I knew that was gonna get me. Ah. You tell I haven't played this in a while? Jesus. Wow, that lasted really long there. It's so cryptic, like... Get out of here. die, aren't I? At least I got the trophy? Man, it's been so long since I played this. Really? I don't remember where everything's at. I think I need to go into the city, which has my favorite music in it. That's such a great idea. Okay. Thank you. Ah, the game froze. That's okay. At least it works, mostly. Alright, well, that concludes my Zelda fixing, so I just wanted to show that off.